From the home of the Bills since way back in 1973, there's a look at Bills Stadium, just outside of Buffalo, New York. The folks in Buffalo love their Bills, and a moment ago they entered to the delight of this sold-out crowd. They're set for football as their Bills will do battle with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we are underway in Buffalo. From his end zone, Isaiah McKenzie. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. There's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up 2nd down.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
On 2nd down and 4. Allen dancing to his left. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Now Allen. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. That's kind of a double whammy. I mean, the interception on the opening drive, that's one thing. But to give him this field position, that's another.
Absolutely perfect start for this defense. They take the ball away on the opening possession. They know that their offense will get the ball to start the second half. They line them up in field goal position, and to me, they got a chance for a touchdown right here out of the gate.
And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it bit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went the other direction, excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play too.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Now Harris. And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They go play action with Haskins. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now Haskins. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Teron Johnson able to pick it. He's at the 30. 10. And he is going to score. It's a pick six and a Bills touchdown. So they obviously declined that, and it is a touchdown.
They still had the option, but let's face it.
There's no option.
There's no option when you score a touchdown. An easy call for them.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now 14-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And following the pick six, and they had decent field position and throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Harris going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 40 yards for him on the ground in his first quarter. He has been tremendous to start the new year. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now it's Haskins. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And the Bills are going to take over here up near the 40. 3 first-half interceptions now. And, Charles, you'd have to think a fair amount of concern is developing over there on that sideline.
And there should be, because essentially he's been a little loose and possibly reckless with the football here in the first half. Now, maybe it's not all on him, but still 3 interceptions. That puts the entire team in jeopardy. So the play caller from here on out got to design some throws for him that he can complete, keep it away from the defense, and try and get him back on track.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. That catch good for only a couple. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Stephon Diggs, 59 yards. And the Bills are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. 21-0 our score after 1. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll try the right side with Harris. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40. So, CD, big changes for 2021. Of course, last year we had the expansion from 6 to 7 teams in each conference making the playoffs. This year, the headline, the addition of a 17th regular season game. What did you think when you heard the news that this was happening?
Well, my first thought, partner, was finally, because we've heard about a 17th game coming for a long time, and now here it is. So the beautiful part about all of it is that 17th game is going to be like these interdivision, interconference type games that are going to match up and play out over a 4-year period. And that's kind of cool. And I was looking forward to seeing some of the matchups that were going to come out of that for that 17th game. And could that be the game that decides a bunch of division titles?
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Here's Haskins. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. Well, instead of 4th down after the incompletion, it'll be 1st down, roughing the passer.
Coaches love their defenses to be aggressive, but they want them to be smart as well. Have to leave the quarterback alone at a certain point.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. Now it's Haskins. He gets it complete to Harris. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. 2nd and 11. Looking to throw, Haskins. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Haskins back to the air. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
It's another zone defense that looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10. They go play action now. Haskins. Yeah, this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. Out of the shotgun, Haskins looking for the end zone. And this one dropped in the end zone. Looked like a touchdown, but not to be, and now it's 4th down. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt. Boswell's kick is good, and the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he watched that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll start things on first with Torrey Cohen. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
That was a pretty good job defensively to hold them to a 2-yard run, but I've got to think this offensive line, they're asking their quarterback for a different type of a run, one that they rely on, one they have confidence in, one they feel like they can block.
Cohen gets it again on 2nd. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground.
56.
On 2nd down now, Cottrell. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Past the 20. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. A great play there. 58 yards. And the Bills are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now a toss play. It's Harris. And again, this Buffalo defense there and run support to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Haskins will throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. He's picked off near his own 48. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
So after the INT, it's Allen. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground. When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play, unable to connect in that attempt.
5 wide. Hey, home. 47's the mic, boys, 47. Check, 47. Watch the play.
Allen will try again on 2nd down. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
47's the mic. All right. Here we go. Let's go, D. Let's go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got the hook up with Diggs. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
41's coming. 41's the mic. Here we go. Bang. Check it out.
To throw, it's Allen. Flush to his right. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
The kick by Bass is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, we'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot. Pretty unlikely, but you just have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
From the 27, Haskins. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8.
49, guys. Mike, 49. I'm here all day. I'm here all day.
They'll try and throw for it with Haskins. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Throwing now is Allen. Gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Flushed out right. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Cohen. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed.
90 is a Mike. 3 buzz. He's coming.
Again, it's Cohen. And that play's not going to get him in as he stopped right at about the line of scrimmage. 3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. Allen off the play fake, rolling to his left. And he's got his tight end Knox for a Bills touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown pass, and the Bills head on. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. So the extra point good, and the roughing call going to move the ball out to the 50 for the kickoff.
And I think this is a good chance to pin them deep if you can land the kickoff inside the 5-yard line or so. Gain some field position for your defense.
They'll start the drive with Harris. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. James Daniels, the guard, called for the penalty there. Here's Haskins to throw. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Now Haskins to throw it. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Well, as we get ready for 3rd down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on second down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on 3rd and long.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, Haskins. And that is incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
The Steelers send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And certainly not the greatest of kicks there. This one will be down inside their own 40-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, it's Allen. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. T.J. Watt able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
40-19. Mike 47. Let's go. Kill. Alert.
To try again after the sack. Allen. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Jamison Crowder, 48 yards. And the Bills are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Olszewski going to hold on to this one. Touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 63 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Steelers on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. From the gun, it's Haskins. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, You're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. Swings this out here for Cohen. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. And he's got room. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Tariq Cohen, 30 yards. And the Bills are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this 4th quarter. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. They'll run again with Harris.
Ordinarily in short yardage, most people don't run a toss because it takes a little bit longer to develop. But some teams see it as a very physical type run because the amount of people that get out in front of the runner, offensive linemen, tight ends, sometimes an extra back, they like to run that play there and try and run over people.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone. Check 50. Check 50.
Now Haskins, a pop pass to his wideout. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. And when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You stop to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And again, this Buffalo defense there in run support to stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. From midfield now, Haskins. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
Got to be wary of throwing an interception here because the defense knows they're going to get tested deep. That's why they're going to put a couple of extra guys back there to try and prevent that.
Yeah, late in the fourth quarter here, trying to preserve the lead. And now they're going to go for it. This isn't 4th and inches. This is 4th and 14.
49.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Going deep this time for Miller. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And the Bills are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify